Hello everybody, Distincts here. This is actually my first commentated video. I have other videos on YouTube with music on it, but this is the first one where I'm actually going to be a little bit more talkative. In fact, that's all I'm going to do this whole time, is just talk. And I'm going to talk about the Mage in PvP. And a little bit differently, actually. As you can see, I'm not the usual Frost spec, which most people have. It's just kind of always been that way in PvP. If you're a mage and you want to do high-level PvP, you go ahead and you roll Frost because it is awesome. And Frost is really strong. I mean, it's super. You have so much survivability, ice barrier, double ice blocks, cold snap, everything like that. And now with Ring of Frost being as OP as it is, having two of those is awesome. But right now, I've been messing around with fire and seeing how to play it, if it can work, if it can be competitive, and conclusion I've come to so far is battlegrounds. It is amazing and a lot of fun to do. In arena though, it's lacking, unfortunately, which is kind of a bummer to me. Probably a bummer to a lot of you people out there that actually do like playing fire. But if this is kind of a video for you, where you just want to see what fire's all about, if it can be good in PvP, what if it's something for you, if it's something that you guys like to mess around with, definitely take this as your video to watch and kind of learn a little bit about it. It's a little bit of a disclaimer. I don't claim to be the best person in the world. I know that there's a lot of people out there that do claim that, but unfortunately I'm not one of them. The biggest thing I want to tell you guys first about a fire mage in PvP is you're not going to really be killing a lot of shit. I mean, if you get into a lot of situations where it's 1v1, that's where a lot of the big skill comes into play, especially against melee units and other things like that, because fire is a lot more squishier than Frost. It is a lot harder to stay alive without that ice barrier, second ice block, things like that. You do have a lot of cool abilities, though, like Blast Wave, and since they've changed Blast Wave, I actually love it. Adding the slow effect, even though it is a small slow effect, it's really, really useful against rogues, DKs, any melee unit, fucking druids. If anybody has ever played Frost, they know how much feral druids are a pain in the ass, and you can kite them and stuff like that, but it's just very, very annoying. The second change that I really like that they made in Cataclysm to Fire Mages is going to be the, not the Ignite talent, but the Impact talent. Being able to spread dots, and this is what makes Battleground Fire so much fun, is spreading those dots. Oh, we love spreading dots. As you can see, I didn't even do much yet in this battleground, and I'm already second just because of those impacts. Biggest thing, and this goes for any class all the time, is when you get into a battleground and it's still early like this, you want to figure out who your healers, who the healers on the opposing team are going to be. Because that's going to help you later be able to, like you see me, I have the name frames on, and I can always tell, if I remember the names, who's healing, who's not, who I need to focus, who I need to CC, things like that. First off, I'm just going to run away here because that is way too much red, and you, actually, I don't know if you guys knew this, but you don't do that much stuff when you're rezzing, so it's usually better to stay alive instead of fighting to the death for nothing, especially when they have two healers like they did over there. So I'm going to retreat back to here to our tower that we took. They decided to go for the 3-tower strat this time, which is something that we usually try to do, but for some reason Horde always sucks at it, and you always have the people who think that they're so awesome they're going to go and get the flag when Alliance every time goes and gets the flag with at least 5 people and ends up getting an early lead on us. But this time we actually do pretty good. We got 2 towers, and we're going to try to get this 3rd tower here pretty soon. As you can see, the Zerg Alliance trying to come down here with about, I can't tell, maybe 5 or 6 people or something like that with a healer or 2, and try to take this tower away from us so that they can go for their flag caps. Like I said here, trying to target down healers, DKs. As fire, like I said, you're not going to be killing healers too much unless you get really lucky, get a good CC chain on them. So pretty much you're going to try to just spread dots as much as possible, keep Living Bomb on 3 targets as much as possible, wear them down, be as annoying as possible, run around, always constantly be moving. Since you can cast Scorch while moving, move all the time. For those people who don't use nameplates, they are so good. You can always track where people are, where they're going. You never lose sight of them. If you get a mage that's using mirror images, you can usually always click right on them again. A little bit of a 1v1 strategy here against this DK. He's a fucking idiot. First off, but always use your mage ward first, and you want to try to always bait that DK. You want to kite him as much as possible from the outside, bait him to use that right there, that death grip, and as soon as he death grips, instantly counter strike and blink. And the reason why I say this is because when it comes to mage versus melee, it's always kind of a question as to when do I use my blink. Certain situations it varies, but I like to kind of keep a general broad outlook on people. Real quick before I get into that, I want to talk about this hunter here, who I thought was going to die. Now, I had the ignite thing up, and I wasn't going to do the combustion spread right away, but since he ran up there and there's a lot of teammates around him, I got that pyroblast combustion spread, and these guys are dying. So nice. Even though I'm it doesn't matter. I can cast Scorch for free. Who cares? I need to find their healer. His healer right there is a priest. He's almost so I know that if I use this mana gem and I kind of keep people alive, I need to get my evoke back up. It's almost back up, and when it comes back up, I'll really be able to start clearing the rest of these guys out. So I'm going to throw down a Ring of Frost here. Hopefully try to CC as many people as possible. Wait for my team that has died to respawn, come back here, respond to the inks, and hopefully clean this up so we can maintain our lead. This priest is kind of a bastard, doesn't want to die, but just Dragon's Breathing, doing as much as I can so that hopefully my team can kill the rest of the DPS there. So like I said, mages, I'm not really going to kill this guy, I don't think. You're not going to kill healers that much. It's just the way it's going to be. You're going to have to accept that if you're going to play fire. You're not going to kill too much, but you will do a lot of damage. So that's kind of the biggest distinction you have to make, is you are not going to be killing people. You're going to be doing a lot of damage. And I know as Frost in Battlegrounds, you don't get that many killing blows either, but in Frost you do well in Arena by adding a lot of burst damage, and Fire is different in the fact that you're not going to be doing a lot of burst damage, but you can actually, through combustion and things like that, do pretty decent damage in a short amount of time. But if you don't have those up, it's just going to be really annoying damage. Pushback damage, because you're casting Scorch while moving all the time. So if you'll notice, casting on this guy, it doesn't stop a heal necessarily, but because I have Counterspell and I have the impacts, I can stun, I can do a lot of different things to interrupt and do pushback, so hopefully the rest of my team can just kind of clean everything up. So you need to start thinking about this mage as being a little bit different than what you're used to playing. It's kind of a lull right here. Just kind of, that was a huge battle, like I said. We kept them away. Now we're up 3 bases to 1. So I'm gonna re-up on my mana gems, free action potions. Oh, free action potions! How I love you so much for flag running. But I did not know these guys were here, so I'm gonna come back in. There's not a whole lot. They must have been the remnants of what was left from that push. Get on this. I think he's a holy pally. He's dead. No problem. No problem at all. So this DK is retarded. I hope he loves wasting that cooldown. So I knew there was another guy that went stealth over here. I was trying to bait him out, but I think he's pretty much gone. There he is. It's just gonna, and this is what I'm talking about. Especially if you're a stealth class, there's no reason to go and unstealth in the middle of 10 guys. It just doesn't do anything. Sit there, wait for your team to come, or if for some reason, like our team's doing right now, leaves the tower, you can unstealth and start capping, and it helps a lot. So don't just aimlessly, for no reason, run in there and just get yourself killed. And I don't know really how much more to say. I guess I can go over the different cooldowns right now that you got. Everybody knows you have combustion, which, in case you guys didn't know, they changed it. Instead of it increasing your crit now, is actually a dot, and it's a dot equal to your periodic time effect. So if you have Living Bomb up there, and you have Pyroblast, which does a dot, and you have Ignite, which is a dot, and you have all those on your target, and then you press Combustion, that is the ideal combustion that you want to use, because it takes all those dots and puts them into a dot called Combustion, which deals damage equal to all of those dots over like a 15-second period or whatever it is, which is really strong. So you pretty much double your dots on a target, and when you can do that particular, what I was just talking about, and spread it to everybody, that combustion rates. Because living bomb, as you guys know, if you've ever put a living bomb on a target, even in PvE, and you hit your impact, and for some reason your main target goes off, the living bomb goes off, and it's really infuriating. But they've actually only made it so that living bomb can go on 3 targets at one time. So this is where combustion spreading is pretty cool, in the fact that even though you can only have living bomb on 3 targets, if one of those targets you can bust and then spread, they still actually get, they don't get like the living bomb per se, but they still do get the damage from the living bomb, not to mention the 3 living bombs on the other people. So it's a lot of damage to a lot of people, and if they aren't ready for it, and most people don't expect fire mages in PvP, they've been becoming a lot more popular, but still something new that people haven't been doing too much. So Dragon's Breath is another thing I want to talk about. It's one of those talents that I really like in 1v1 situations, but I really hate in multiple group situations, and the reason being because if I'm trying to, for instance, this healer here, and I'm trying to lock him down, I'm going to put up all my stuff on him, I'm going to use my impacts, I'm going to use my Dragon's Breath, I'm going to use my counter spells. Now I can lock him down for a really long time with Polymorph, Dragon's Breath, things like that, but if people touch him, he just gets instantly knocked out. So you have to kind of choose the best times to use it. You can use it offensively, you can use it defensively, you can use it for healing, you can use it for interrupting like I did right there. A lot of different ways you can use Dragon's Breath, so it's a really versatile talent. You can get the glyph for it, which I have, that reduces the cooldown on it by 3 seconds. So use it as much as you can, actually. So the second one I want to talk about, like I talked about a little bit, was Blast Wave. It's got the slow effect, also does a lot of damage if you can get it on multiple people. So like I said, guys, this is my first video. Not sure what you guys think about it, but comment, rate, subscribe, let me know. Hopefully I'll be doing more in the future. I'm a little tipsy right now, so the commentary, like I said, with it being my first time, kind of got the first time jitters going, so hopefully next time it'll be a little bit more put together. This is kind of just an on-the-fly thing that I decided to do, so hope you guys enjoy.